Hello, my name is Julien Trudel. Welcome to my presentation for my language learning app called Alphabet. The presentation will go through the whole design and user research, so let's get started. Now, let's get started with my user persona. My persona, she's called Ellie. She's a dynamic 25 years old. She's from New York and she's in marketing. Ellie is studying and working at the same time, so she doesn't have a lot of time, free time for herself. Ellie likes new culture, she likes new experiences, so she's actually going on vacation in 2 months and she's gonna need to learn Spanish. Ellie likes technology and new things, and she likes to connect on social media. So she's pretty trendy and she likes all the new stuff that comes out. Like I said, Ellie's got a busy routine, so she needs an app that is going to be quick exercise, fast learning, and fun exercise too because she studies a lot. She's working. When she comes back to her home, she doesn't want to be feeling like she's studying again. The problem also is that Ellie only has 2 months, so she's gonna need to learn quick basics conversation she can have in Spanish. So let's take a look at what Ellie needs. Ellie needs an app that's gonna be quick exercise and that she can practice her Spanish in her short free time. Ellie wants to be able to express herself better when she travels. She wants to be learning in a fun and creative way. She wants also to engage with new culture because she's pretty curious. She likes being social, and she also wants something that is gonna be on the new and latest trends. All this information in mind, I came up with two user flow to create my app and have a better idea to configure and create my prototype. So on the user flow one, you can see that the person is going to be able to add a new word that she learned and save that word and add a definition to that word. On the user flow two, you're going to see that the person is going to be able to connect with someone from the community that is going to be all online. Now let's go to my wireframe. First, we have the splash screen, followed by the onboarding screen. I did my wireframe in two different versions. First version was more sketching the wireframe on the paper, and the second I did it all in Figma. I tried to be more precise and more professional. You can see the basic button. People can sign in if they already have an account, or if they don't have account, they can start learning for free and go through a pretty basic onboarding session too. Next, we have the sing in or sing up option. So these are pretty basic too, nothing too exceptional about that. Now, if we take a look at the home page, we can see that on the top left, there's the menu. And on the top right, the profile, you can see both those wireframe too on the page. And the most common feature are also placed below, so at the bottom of the screen. Here is the upload word feature, so people can go and actually search for a word. They can upload that word to their bank of word, and they can add definitions and save it so they can practice their own personal dictionary of words. Here we also have the option to connect with someone from the community, so people can actually search for a language they want to connect with. This is going to give them a list of countries that speak that language, and now they have a list of people. They can engage a conversation with them pretty easy and quickly. I also added the feature to review words, so people can actually learn new words in that option. They can search for new words. They can study the words they know, the words they added, like I showed earlier, or they can do a random exercise about any type of word. And there is also categories of word if they want to learn more about food, colors, direction, or anything like that. Now was the time to test my wireframes and prototype with real user. So I created four tasks for the user to try. The first one was to create an account, so just to go from the first splash screen to the onboarding and the menu. The second one was to connect with someone, so to go through the app and find a way to connect with someone and chat with them. The third one was to add a new word to their dictionary. And the fourth one was to study that word they just added to the dictionary. The goal of the user usability testing was to go through the basics of the app and the whole flow just to make sure everything made sense and was user friendly for everybody. After the user usability testing, I came up with a bunch of modification that needed to be made to make the whole flow more user friendly. So the first one was that I needed to make it more clear that the onboarding was starting. People didn't realize and they didn't know where to click. So I just added a little feature to let people know that the onboarding was starting, and also added button to click to go to the next step, or just a button to skip the whole onboarding process. The community feature, it was pretty complicated for user to understand where to go after selecting the language they wanted to communicate with. They thought after clicking on the language they didn't know where to click next. So what I did was that I removed the button in the other page, so it only made the button available when a language was selected. Also, I made it bigger and I put it in the same box so that it could be more visible for the user. In the add a new word or dictionary section, I wanted to give more information to the user, so I just added the English definition to the word they just added just under the word. So I thought it was a good improvement for this feature. In the overall flow of my app, I realized that the back button was placed at the bottom left of my wireframes, and I thought it would be more intuitive for user to put it at the top left, like I realized was the common use in main apps. My research of testing the usability of the user is done. There is more to do. I want to go more into the details of my sign in, sign up option, like singing with Facebook or Google. I also want to add a feature for people when they connect for the first time to select which language they want to learn. I thought that was the pretty basic thing to add on to my app. I also want to try and add animations in my prototypes to make it more realistic and test better the user flow. I want to take a look also at what should be mandatory in an app, any legal text or option that should always be there. I want to add it to my wireframes. I want also to add prototypes for all the features that were in my wireframes, and also I want to push further my prototypes and wireframes in adding logos and color, and then test it again with new user. Really, I really enjoyed the whole experience of this introduction to the UX design. I realized there's no need really to spend more time having more advanced prototype and wireframes. I took time to do that. I guess it helped me using Figma and learning it, but maybe I lost a lot of time going through that process. Also, I think it's important to take about all the little details in all the wireframing just to make sure to not miss anything and make it more realistic for the user and the overall flow. I also realize research is really important. It's a part I like less doing, but I figured it's really important to take it seriously and not rush it. Overall, I really enjoyed the whole process, the design, the research, and I really, really liked the wireframing and the UI of the prototypes.